So for those who don't know the Academy is a 200-year-old NGO in New York City, founded to advance science through research, policy, and education. Although we are called the New York Academy of Sciences, we are very much a global organization with over 20,000 members around the world. And unlike many scientific academies, we are not an elite organization that is very exclusive, which often translates to full of old white men. We are a very democratic organization. Anyone who wants to be a member can, and we have almost 8,000 early career scientists among our members. We also have some elite scientists as well. We have 37 Nobel laureates on our President's Council, so we're kind of very well represented across the spectrum. In 2014, the Academy launched a large education initiative called the Global STEM Alliance. The mission of the GSA is to increase the number and diversity of students pursuing STEM careers. We know that that is a real issue. We've been talking about it today. Our goal is to reach 1 million students in 100 countries by 2030. And we are on our way. So the Academy works with partners around the world. We have over 250 partners in 50 countries who are members of the GSA. These are governments, NGOs, corporations, all dedicated to this mission. And the Academy itself runs a number of education programs in the informal space, mostly outside of the school day, and mostly for students in middle school, high school, and beyond, higher education and early career scientists. To date, we've served almost 50,000 students, and we are, committed to continuing that work to reach many more. Although the GSA has only kind of been around for the last 4 or 5 years, we have reached students in over 80 countries, largely through virtual programs that we've developed. So historically, the Academy has run a number of mentoring and education programs in the New York City area, and we continue to do that. But increasingly, we are running a lot of programs online to broaden access for students around the world. All of the Academy's programming is based on a framework of best practices that we developed to really emphasize active learning approaches and the development of 21st century skills like communication, collaboration, and leadership, in addition to STEM content knowledge. So we know that schools are providing lots of opportunities for students to develop technical skills and knowledge, but there are fewer opportunities for students to develop these additional 21st century skills through real-world application. And that's something that we try to do through our programming at the Academy. One of our flagship programs of the GSA is our Junior Academy program. This is a program that runs entirely online. We're now in our 4th year. We've accepted 2,000 students out of a total of 16,000 applicants to date. This is a community of students, exceptional teens from around the world who are passionate about STEM and want to use their skills to help solve some of the world's greatest challenges. All of the students participate in the program on a platform that we developed at the Academy called Launchpad. Here we run innovation challenges sponsored by top companies, and students from around the world form teams, and together they work over a 60 or 70-day period to address a real-world problem, like improving water quality, or tackling climate change, or addressing issues of food loss and waste, those kinds of grand challenges, all of them linked to the UN Sustainable Development Goals. One of our first challenges was sponsored by ARM, which is a semiconductor company in the UK. And the challenge was to use wearable technology to develop ways to address individuals in crisis or disaster situations. Smiti, who was one of our inaugural Junior Academy members, worked on that challenge, and I'm going to turn it over to her to tell you a little bit about her experience in the Junior Academy.
Thank you so much, Hank. Like Hank mentioned, I am currently a freshman at Duke University studying electrical computer engineering with a minor in computer science, hopefully. And I have been in the Junior Academy for 4 years. I was part of the first cohort of students accepted into the program, and the project that I worked on was the Wearable Technology Challenge, we had to create some sort of wearable technology device to improve water or sanitation and hygiene in third world countries. So the way that this works is once the challenge is posted online, you have an open discussion board to post any sort of ideas, any background information or knowledge that you might have, any different research areas that you have expertise in, and you wait for all these other students, all these other international students that are on the internet, on the same discussion boards, to reply to your comments. They might encourage one of your ideas. They might say, well, while you have experience in, say, nanotechnology, I have experience in electricity. So let's see where we can make these two different facets of STEM meet and how we can take our different diverse expertise and solve this problem together. So with my team, Team Aquae Vitae, Water of Life, I first posted an idea in nanotechnology. I was sort of interested in nanotechnology through just a little bit of my background in reading it in some of my classes, reading some different science articles by science journalists. And eventually, my different teammates, Vedahi from Scotland, Swadin from Maryland, Edita from Macedonia, and our mentor from India, all started sharing their different expertise. For example, Edita had done different research in how to filter water with organic compounds like almonds and nuts. Go figure. And then, for example, Swadin had done some research into how to eliminate bacteria from water. And so we came together to form this team. We actually went through a process of creating an actual prototype. At the end stage, you see that's a water filtration device. The way that this was done was over the span of 60 days, we again shared our expertise and we accumulated knowledge. So the different parts of this filter, I won't go too into the technical side of it, but we used carbon nanotube ink, which is highly conductive, to basically electrocute any bacteria that are passing through the filter. We combined this with silver nanoparticles. We found a method to create silver nanoparticles that are able to penetrate cell walls of bacteria and kill E. coli bacteria that are in water extremely efficiently and super cost effectively. Overall, the different nanotechnology aspects of this water filter only costs about 2 cents to make per filter. So when we did create this water filter, we presented it to the Academy and we ended up winning first place in the Wearable Technology Challenge. And it really didn't stop there. At the annual summit of where all of the different international students meet at the New York City headquarters, we were covered in an article by Elsevier. I know some of my friends in different challenges were interviewed by Huffington Post, featured in Fast Company. And through all of this press, we were able to connect with industry professionals and other mentors outside of the one assigned to us. For example, at Water is Life and LifeStraw, to see how we can actually patent this product and turn it into a manufactured water filter that we can have on the market. So I took my experience in the Junior Academy and then I started applying it to different labs. In high school, I know I really wanted to experience some real laboratory research, so I used some of the background that I'd gained in the New York Academy of Sciences, and I found a lab at Hofstra University, and I had a mentor willingly take me in with open arms and really embrace this project idea, and through that I was able to compete at the International Science and Engineering Fair, STS Regeneron, I was named a semifinalist. So just all sorts of opportunities opened up simply through making connections on the internet and discussing your different scientific passions. And I think this talk would be incomplete without mentioning the community aspect of it. So while I did mention that there are all international students, we do get to meet in real life. And when we do get to meet in real life, those are probably like the most memorable days of my academy experiences. I had the pleasure of serving as the student board president from 2016 to 2017. And through that, I acted as a liaison between the students and the New York Academy of Sciences, just transferring messages onto different things that the student body wanted. And through that, I got to meet hundreds upon hundreds of students with similar passions as I did, completely different passions as I did, and it really added to my whole collaborative experience. In fact, we've grown so close to the fact that next year I plan on visiting Tanzania and meeting up and staying with some of the friends that I've made through the program to do STEM outreach in that area where they are working. And many times when I feel stressed out by schoolwork or don't think I want to continue in the STEM path anymore, I just think to that huge collaborative network of student researchers that I can always lean on and go back to with questions and support, and I know that they're always going to be there for me.
Ready?
Thank you.
So a couple other stats about the Junior Academy that I think are very encouraging. Over 70% of the students that apply to the Junior Academy are girls, and over 60% of the students in the Junior Academy are girls. So something about this program is reaching students that haven't found their way into STEM otherwise. And the goal of this program is really to identify exceptional students who aren't typically identified in the traditional ways and give them opportunities and connections and ways to kind of further their studies.
So I want to thank Smiti and Hank very much for the wonderful presentation. It was great. Thank you.